Good afternoon, Crimson Tide Nation, and welcome to the 23rd edition of Alabama Crimson Tide Live right here on Alabama at the Voice College Football, simulcast on the Voice College Football Eds account from yours truly, Jackson Johnson, and my partner in crime, Johnny Burts, as we go over our take on the latest news and notes on the Alabama Crimson Tide, especially who will be the top returning players for 2025, the players to watch for from the Senior Bowl, and much, much more. And let me tell you something, folks. It's going to be a wild ride. How you doing today, good buddy?
I'm doing well, doing well. Still trying to stay warm. It's still kind of frosty out there.
Oh, I know,
So
right?
maybe one of these days we'll get a little warmth. But I don't know, for some crazy reason, Jack. I mean, 50 degrees feels like freezing to me. I mean, we've been in the cold so long. I mean, you remember in the summer you're praying for 50 degrees, and then like right now it's maybe 50 and 55, and you just keep feeling cold. I guess we're just acclimated to it now. We haven't had any heat to remind us.
I know, right? Where it's like, we always hear that one person go, "Oh, I wish it was hot. I wish it was hot." They're saying that right now, but then when it gets hot, they say the same thing as, "Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
wish it was cold." It's like,
Yeah. And
whatever.
you pray for those 50-degree days. And then all of a sudden, we've been in 2 weeks of freezing temperatures or whatever, and 50 suddenly feels cold. So, but maybe, yeah, I think next few days we might have a little warmth. That's when
Well,
when you're in the dead of winter now, you're praying for spring. You're praying for 60 degrees, please.
well, this is the only state where you will feel all four seasons every day.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the temperatures can just blah 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 fluctuate like crazy.
Oh yeah.
Everything in a day.
But a little something to pass the time to help you not think about the cold is becoming a YouTube member of Alabama to Voice College Football, where for $2.99 a month, you can become a Crimson Faithful member. And in return, you get a loyalty badge next to your name in the comments and in the live chat. You get a custom emoji to use in the live chat and in the comment section. And you get a member shout out. And for $4.99 a month, you can become a Sabre Disciple, where in return you can get an access to a monthly hangout from yours truly and Johnny Burts and Jeffrey from Only Talk Sports, and you get priority reply to comments. For $9.99 a month, you can become a Bear Bryant legend. What do you get? You get to connect on social media with us, and you get to give out content requests of any kind, may it be more recruiting news, interviews, or whoever you want to come on Alabama to Voice College Football. We'll make sure to get them. And neither rain, nor sleet, nor snow will put a stop to fulfilling your request on Alabama to Voice College Football. We don't let the bad weather affect us from doing our jobs for you, because
Nope.
you are the reason why this happens. And a little something for Valentine's Day coming up. Well, it's been out for months. Is the top college football book for the college football fan in your life. The Disputed National Champions, College Football's Historical 1990s Reset, where you'll learn about what happened during the 90s, how the decade changed sport, why the championship results should be questioned, how to correctly think through the scenarios, and appreciate the accomplishments of teams that were not recognized as champions. This book provides an in-depth analysis of the changes, controversies, and outcomes that defined the decade of college football. It challenges readers to explore and critically evaluate the decisions that shaped the national championship landscape. Unlock the mysteries of college football's most debated decade. Grab your copy now, as it is written by Mark Rogers at The Voice College Football. And for more discussion, debate, analysis with no offseason, and believe me, it's only 208 days till the start of week 0 of the 2025 college football season, 213 days till the start of week 1, and 215 days till the start of the 2025 Alabama football season.
Yeah. Hey, Jack, did you see last week that Colorado Buffaloes? You see where the coach then, Bill McCartney, he passed
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
Yeah,
He went to go work for the Lord.
yeah, he passed away. He had a very outstanding career and a humble life, and was a good, strong Christian and everything. So and so as soon as I saw that on the news, I remembered, Mark's book and everything, and the '90s season and all of that. So anyway, losing we lose the good ones, the old ones. Well, at least for me,
Agreed.
the ones I remember. So anyway, I saw that.
There we go. But before we get to the top returning players of 2025,
Mhm.
what were you looking at for Jalen Hurts? Because I know a lot of not Hurts,
Jalen
Jalen
Milroe.
Milroe. Like, where's my head today? It's like I think that
Well,
Colts.
we had back-to-back Jalen's.
It's like I'm more impressed with Jalen Hurts than Jalen Milroe. But anyway,
Time will tell.
well, so Milroe is being looked at by the Giants. There's somebody at CBS saying, "Oh, well, he could get drafted by the Giants." One or two people think he could get drafted by the Browns. I mean, he's a little better than Deshaun Watson. Because Deshaun Watson, well, he can't keep his hands to himself. Milroe can.
Yeah.
But you got some pictures. You got some.
Well, there's this scuttlebutt going around the internet or around the World Wide Web and all this other kind of stuff about Milroe. When he's lining up as quarterback, that he's tipping plays. That the way in which he aligns his feet are kind of an indicator of run and run or pass. So what I did is when I started hearing this, I immediately I said, well, I got to see this. And so I went to some old tape. Well, not old, just this past season, I went to some tape and started looking. And amazingly, there's a pattern, definitely a pattern. And so what I did is I went through, and I just didn't want to focus it on, one game. I wanted to focus on, a couple of games. And so I started going through the games and I started looking at how he was aligning his feet and whether or not it was tipping. Because you always have, as coaches, you always have people in the press box, that are watching, looking for this kind of stuff. And then you study film, and you're looking on film patterns, of your opponent, their footwork and things to that nature. Offensive line, you look at their footwork, how they're stepping. And as a defense coach, you would look and study your opponent's offensive line and their blocking patterns and and footwork and things to that nature. Or how do they maintain leverage? All of those technique things. And so as a quarterback, I coached a lot of quarterbacks, and as a quarterback coach, you look at other quarterbacks. And you look at your own, you study what are they doing. We don't want them tipping anything and coming up with bad habits, things to that nature. I coached secondary for a pretty good bit of time, and you're always studying receivers, and then you're studying your own guys. What are they doing? And it's all technique, trying to coach up good technique. And evidently, you can pull up that first picture, and we'll show it. And what you see right there is, see how his feet are aligned? It's kind of off center. I mean, staggered. Can we call it staggered? All right. Yeah. What you'll notice when you study the film is when his feet are staggered like that, then that's an RPO or a pass. He's going to throw the ball. It's an RPO or a pass. Go to the next one. All right. You can see right there. See how they're staggered? All right. That's either an RPO or he's going to throw the ball. It's almost like he's trying to get a strong right foot, plant, push back off that right foot. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get a good start with regard to that and drop. And so then go to the next one. And I looked at these, and you can see right there, a little stagger there. All right, one more. But then when you go right here, look at his feet. They're parallel. All right. You follow me? So he is definitely handing the ball off. Definitely handing the ball off. And I think I've got one or two more. And so I ran these plays. That's Michigan. That was in the game. And so is there another one? Yeah, right there, stagger. That's a pass. So you see the difference, Jack?
Mm-hmm.
And so if I'm studying film and I start seeing a trend like this right here, so I'm gonna have my coaching staff. I'm gonna be up having them watch this, and then what we would do is some kind of code calls. And like I said, now they're on the phones there. Now they got that little green dot and all that kind of stuff. So we'd have little code words. So if I saw him, look, parallel right there. What's he gonna do? Hand it off.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? So what we have is we're looking at his feet. So we're going to see in the press box, or I might have somebody on the sideline spying this, and then all of a sudden we'll have a code word like Cobra, Cobra, and we're telling our players, the defense, to look for a run. You follow? So you just all of a sudden you're shouting out code words, Cobra, or any Tarzan, pass, pass, any kind of code word. You're screaming it out, or you could be signaling it with hand signals. Look for this, watch this, because it winds up, Jack, it winds up being very consistent. And so, unbeknownst to him, now Milrow has no clue. He doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, because obviously he's not trying to tip or whatever. So it just fell in. And so, if you have good coaches that are studying film, they're going to study every player and watch their tendencies. And then coaches are going to start watching this, and they may see it, and they may, hey, we got something right here, tipping the play. It's something as simple as that right there that you can definitely use to your advantage. Now, we'll find out. It's going to move forward. We'll find out over the next few weeks if teams were, right now just people are talking about it, but we'll find out in the next few weeks actually if teams were using that and calling that and screaming those little code words or those, little hand signals, down to the field. It's just, what I'm saying, Jack, it's kind of unusual. And it was consistent throughout. All right, so I had Oklahoma, and then I had Michigan.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're doing it in one game, you're going to do it with all. And then some teams, I don't know if they share information. I don't know. Some teams may have picked this up. Vandy may have picked it up. Oklahoma may have picked it up. Michigan may have picked it up. Whether they shared it with other teams, no, I don't know about that. But I mean, you're always looking for an advantage. So me, I'm looking for, at stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those little habits, those little, you don't realize you're doing it, but somebody else figures it out. So who knows? We'll find out. I think the truth with regard to that, I'm going to be honest with you, Jack. And I could start picking. I would watch his feet, and I could start screaming, pass, pass, run, run.
Oh yeah.
I was picking it up. So somebody let the cat out of the bag on that one, but and unfortunately, I wish Alabama's coaches, because I was big on that, don't tip your hand. I was big on quarterbacks, about their eyes and that kind of stuff, and you run into cadence calls and don't provide too much of a rhythm or whatever, so the defense can start anticipating the snap count, that kind of stuff. So it's a lot more involved than what a lot of people think.
Agreed.
We'll find out. There's something there.
Well, he will be the top player to watch for on the Senior Bowl for Alabama. So
and Jack, that's easy to fix. You just have to identify it. Once you identify it, you fix it. So that's easy to fix.
But of course, we got a few other guys to watch for.
Yeah. And it's good these guys are playing in the Senior Bowl because, I mean, that's going to elevate your stock. When coaches can actually, and they'll have two staffs down there, and coaches, they'll bring in their staff and and it gives you, it's exposure. Now, some players don't need the exposure, maybe not. But if you're on the cusp, this is a good opportunity for you. And they see your speed, they see your attitude. They talk to you. They know your personality. They can see your intelligence. And in these staffs, they talk. I mean, the whole coaching system is a fraternity. I mean, most of these guys are, I remember 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. You remember that, Jack?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Or you type in some whatever actor's name, and then within 7 whatever movies you'd find a connection to Kevin Bacon. That was way back about 20 years ago. And so I mean I've coached and I did some graduate assistant stuff, and a lot of my friends were coaches, college coaches, and so it's a network and it's a fraternity, and so they know and they share information if they're close friends. I mean, I'm not going to, even though I have a friend that I'm not going to share valuable information with him, but if I have another coach that's a friend and he asks me about a player, I'm going to tell him the truth and what I think. That's nothing to hide.
There you go.
So anyway, and I saw a little clip with Nick Saban the other day talking about, there was always that great debate with him recruiting why Miami didn't sign Drew Brees and that kind of stuff and whatever about his knee and a little injury there, and how he had gone down to Birmingham with Dr. Andrews down there, and he talked to Dr. Andrews, and Dr. Andrews told him what he, the difficulty and the I guess the extent of the injury between Drew Brees, who they were out, Miami, when he was at Miami, were thinking about signing, and then Dante Culpepper, both, and so you share information. I mean, you're going to share plays and tendencies and stuff like that. Well, I say that, but you're not going to share, I mean, just intricate, secretive stuff. But I mean, you'll talk about players. So yeah, right down here, these guys are going in, and so these coaches are going to look at them, and they see you, they learn type person you are, and so it's a good exposure, very good. And we have some good Alabama players going down there doing that, and it's a good opportunity for Jalen Milroe. Have you seen Kiper? His last? Was he like the 4th-rated quarterback coming out?
No, he's actually a little higher than that.
Yeah.
At least
we've talked before, and yeah, somebody's going. Whether it be, I think the Giants may be interested with him, and so it's a good opportunity for him to just demonstrate what he can do.
Let's see, where does Mel Kiper? I don't think Mel Kiper has Milroe on his first round.
No, it's on there. I'm pretty sure I saw it somewhere. Of course, who knows? But
it was somebody else it was someone, but
yeah, he go no, Henry, no, that's my Labrador. No, go.
What's Henry saying?
Oh, he's just being interrupter. No, sit.
I take it that he's not too crazy about he's not too crazy about Mel Kiper either.
Yeah, he's wanting a BONE is what he's wanting. I got to learn to put these guys up because they're habitual. They know they're scouting. These guys know the schedule, and he's looking at me. There's Elaine. I think she hears him.
Henry.
So anyway, distraction. Sorry, guys, but you find anything on Milroe?
I know someone from CBS.
He's not going to be a first round. He's not going to be a first rounder, but I feel like he'll be somewhere around second round.
Yeah.
Thank you. Elena came and got him so he wouldn't disturb us anymore. What a good wife.
Yep.
But I think he's definitely he'll get drafted, and he's smart and got a lot of speed, and I just this season was not kind to him, and I don't blame it on him.
It was Chris Trapasso that had Milroe at the top 5 of the NFL draft for
top 5 of the draft.
Yeah, he's from CBS Sports.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Milroe has something some other of these quarterbacks don't have. And it's called speed. And the old saying, Jack, speed kills.
Yeah.
So that guy's got speed. So, yeah, he's going to get drafted.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what he brings out.
Yeah, and the Senior Bowl is a good opportunity for all of them. Even I saw Jarquez Hunter from Auburn is going to participate, and that's good. That's good exposure for him. I've always liked him as a running back. I think he's like a Bam Miller, and he does a good job. Got good balance and quick little feed in the gaps, and a little darter too. He can all of a sudden just dart through there, that kind of stuff. So it's a good opportunity for these guys, and I'm glad to see that they're taking advantage of it. Now, I told you that story with my father-in-law, Coach Trimble, Wayne Trimble. He was in the Senior Bowl after his senior season at Alabama. And I told you that down there, he's got a picture of, and I guess he was on the South. And, of course, you had the North. And I think now, don't they do the NFC, AFC, I don't know, whatever. But he was on the South squad, and they were playing against the, I guess, the North squad. And he's had these little photographs. And, of course, there were a lot of good players. But I told you the big one that just stood out was old Bubba Smith. They're from Michigan State and the old police movies and stuff. Yeah, there's old Bubba Smith, 1967 Senior Bowl, Mobile, Alabama. Bubba Smith.
Old Bubba Smith. There we go.
Bless his heart.
Well, and I'm curious to see if Malachi Moore is maturing a little bit, at least in the Senior Bowl, because it was like I know that some of our fan base has not been too thrilled about the way he was when we played Vanderbilt, when he was having hissy fits, crawling around on the field. It was like a kid throwing a fit at the grocery store because they weren't getting Cocoa Puffs. Like, good grief.
There you go. But you know what? One thing, there's physical things in the NFL. There are a lot of physical aspects that they value, but they also like that attitude too. I mean, of course, that attitude can get you. It can be good. It can be bad. When it gets you a penalty, it's bad. But as far as in the huddle and with your teammates, that attitude is kind of somewhat valued. And so we'll see. I mean, hopefully he's a smart guy. Maybe he learned a lesson. And when when you're going to be a little kid and pout and that kind of stuff and be all lose your composure. But I think, but he does have a little chip on his shoulder. It shows you a little chip. Got to have a little discipline with it too. But that is somewhat valued, a little attitude. So it's it's plus or minus. Depends on when it shows itself.
There we go. Wow.
It'll be a good game. I tend to always watch the Senior Bowl. I like seeing these guys. It's tough. You're learning the language, all the different terms and what they apply. The first part of the play call is to the lineman blocking scheme, and the second part of it's going to be to the receivers, routes, X, Y, Z, all that kind of stuff. Then the third is going to be blocking scheme with the running backs, and then there's a fourth. And I'm going to tell you, a play across the board in the NFL is, it's a lot of verbiage. It's a lot of blah 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 blah. So it's not an easy language to learn. And so thus, when they get to and you got all these coming in from these different schools, and a dig route over here is not the same as a dig route over here. The two terms may be used a little bit different. So for some, it winds up being kind of boring. But for me, I just like seeing the players get there and see, just see them play. And it's kind of like a first exposure to, the real, because what the Senior Bowl is like the first game for them as a professional, and to see how quickly they learn the system.
Yeah.
Because that's a big part of it. Some players can come in and learn the system right like that and all the terms, and then others can't. It takes a while. And so you'll have some quarterbacks come in immediately play, but then you'll have others it's going to take a year or two or three so they fully grasp it all.
Yeah.
And it comes down to a lot of what you're exposed to. How complex is your high school offense? How complex is your college, offense? And then all of a sudden you get into the professional level, and it's like it's tough. Offensive play calling it's not like strong right, 13 veer, boom, and then you play it. No, it's like da da da, X Y Z, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. Blah. I mean, it's a long, blah. It's a lot of code words.
Yeah. A lot of them at that.
Yeah, I'll come up with one and call it out to you maybe next week and say, how long the call is.
Oh yeah. But I will say, because of today's title being the top returning players for 2025, we're going to see some more magic from Ryan Williams and Jeremy Bernard, LT Overton. There's a
Yeah,
few others that are in my mind that I can't think of at the moment. But I can't wait to see our returning guys for 2025.
yeah, and I'm more interested on defense. Like I've said all along, and everybody that watches knows I'm big on defense, and I'm excited about the defense. I think it's going to be pretty good. There's a lot of depth. You said LT Overton. There's a lot of depth right there. A lot of good players, experience, speed. And if we can get a couple of dang edge rushers, and who'd you mention that hopefully may pop in? Well, we got to have speed on the edge. That was what anybody who watches Alabama football over the years know that we have had guys on that edge that hey will blow up a play in a second, and we did not have that this year.
Yeah, we need to utilize Jam Miller. Get him going.
Yeah, and then the guy coming in from Lafayette, Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns, use him. Use that, don't, like I said, don't rely so much on, like we did Jalen running the ball and passing the ball. I mean, let's get in there and let's, pound it up in the, see how they like it. Put it right up, put that mask right up on the chin, and we're just going to blow it up in there. But defensively, we should be very good if we can get that edge rusher. And who's the guy you were talking about from Wadley?
I was talking about Jaquez Wilkes. We will get to him in a little bit because we're looking at
card in front of the horse. But yeah, that edge rusher, man. And I'm gonna tell you what, if we can go get one, from somewhere else in that transfer portal, that'd be great too. But we got to have somebody on the edge. I think we're good. I know we're good in the secondary. I know we're good at linebacker. Okay, and I know feel pretty confident inside, but we have not had that guy on that corner that can just blow it up.
There's always somebody we can get during the spring portal.
Yeah, and I told you, evidently, quarterbacks. They feel comfortable with the quarterback. They have not. There's no quarterback transferring in. They feel comfortable. You got a freshman coming in. That's fine. But evidently, they feel good with who's going to take those snaps. And so, Alabama, I think they'll be preseason top 10. You're going to have Texas, Georgia that are going to – but Alabama will be up there in the mix and everything. Then we'll see how the season lays out. Hopefully it'll be a lot better, and we'll see. But I know I've been really, really down over the last several weeks, but now I've kind of turned. You get past the New Year and we forget about 24. Let's worry about 25 and let's see what happens. But I'm starting to get that, like a lot of people, that mindset moving on forward, forget, and let's go and see what 200 days from now we can do. And then you or I are going to go to the spring game, and we'll see, not spring game, we'll go to the spring practice because I told you that's where you learn everything is in practice. And so we'll go see, and we'll have a lot to discuss after we watch that. I don't care about the spring game. I mean, it's just a scripted show.
Well,
I wonder if they still doing the steak and beans.
I'm not sure.
The old team that loses, they get to eat beans, and the team that wins, they get to eat the steak.
Oh, I'm gonna have to take a look at that. But
old red white game, the winner eats steak, loser eats beans.
Oh yeah,
defense, ever how they want to script it. But
I'm cool with eating either one. Either one's fine with me. It's like steak beans fine with me. It's like, especially if it's baked beans.
Oh no, my mother made. She made those pinto beans, and she steamed them, and man, put that ham hock in there, big old ham bone. Ooh, love
Ham
those.
boning.
That is an art to cooking good pintos. Anyway, we digress. Sorry, guys.
All right. But yeah, it's gonna be fun to see our returning guys for 2025. I can't wait to see what Xavier Brown brings in
Mhm.
2025. I can't wait to see what our guys bring against Florida State and Wisconsin in weeks 1 and 3. I'm excited to see what we've got on defense, and I can't wait to see what we've got in the spring. Which, speaking of which, the spring game will be on April 12th.
That's my mother's birthday,
There you
April
go.
12th.
Happy
Yeah,
birthday to Johnny's mama. Matter of fact, happy early birth week.
yeah, yeah. It's coming up, but yeah, we'll get down there sometime. March. I got a lot toward the end of March. I've got a lot going on with what I do, contract education stuff. But yeah, we'll get down there. And I talked to Coach Trimble today, and he said, "Yeah." He said, "I heard y'all going down there." I said, "Yes, sir. We're going down there. We're going to check it out."
There we go.
Yeah.
Tune in for,
Hopefully we'll hear a lot of hollering and screaming. And
there
I'm
you
gonna
go.
tell you, if they pull out a whatever ice cream truck, this guy's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't sitting there listening to whatever somebody. What are they gonna have the little bells, dingle 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 dingle, whatever, all that kind of stuff. A little truck running out there. I ain't about that. Now I don't want to hear that stupid music. Little jam box popping out music. I don't give a crap about that. You know. Yeah.
Oh man, we've got some magic cooking
Let's
on
run,
Alabama. There we go. We got
let's
magic
run
cooking.
fast, jump high, and let's forget all that other crap. I ain't going in there to see that. I want to see some screaming, hollering, cussing, blood, sweat, and a lot of get after it.
There we
Pad
go.
thumping.
Well, we got some magic coming your way on Alabama with the Voice College Football, especially with our Tates coming soon on spring practice and spring game. And let me tell you, that will be so much fun.
Yeah, we'll get us a little video on that, and we may have to bleep out a few words. Hopefully, I don't know. They may have cleaned it up down there, and you know, use nice words and stroke their little ego and blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. I hope we go down there and hear a lot of whatever and have to bleep a lot.
That's funny.
I don't want to go. I ain't ever been one to want to go to a clean practice.
I mean, I'm happy to go see a practice. That's why I
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at it. That's gonna be fun.
But we're gonna put some parameters on the ice cream truck and that little jam box. We're out there grooving around during practice and yeah, all that kind of crap.
Oh man.
I want to
The-
see those. I want to see those helmets slobber knocking right up in front of the face.
There
I'm
you
old
go.
school.
There we go.
I hope I can say this, and we may need to bleep it out. But my college football coach was old Red Parker. Excuse me, Red Parker. Oh, Coach Parker used to be the head coach at Clemson, and then when we were, he wound up being the head coach at Delta State. When I was there, good man, and he always used to say it. And if we have to bleep and clean it up, Jag, for the little whatever, we will. But he always used to say it's not a good practice if somebody doesn't get their piss hot.
Oh, okay. That's the first
Because
time
they
I've
used
heard
to have
that.
guys out there eventually, when you're out there in the Mississippi Delta, and I mean, it's 100 degrees and the humidity is like through the roof, and somebody doesn't get mad and want to fight, not a good practice if you don't get your piss hot, or if somebody doesn't get their piss hot. Is
That's the
that
first
clean?
time
Is
I've
that
heard
true?
that saying, to be honest.
Do we need to bleep that out, Jack?
Nah. It's like
I hope
I think
my Delta State teammates are listening because they know that.
oh man.
Yeah.
And we have one of our YouTube members at Alabama with the Voice of College Football giving out a hello, and it's the Godfather of the SEC. Hello to you too, Godfather. Thank you for coming on in the chat on today's edition of Crimson Tide Live. And we got a guy named Hillbilly who's an Auburn fan. Says War Eagle, we coming for you guys.
Yeah.
You gotta get winning season first.
Bring it. 4th and 31.
Gotta get winning season first, Auburn. But have some recruiting updates. Matter of fact, we got a guy who's an edge rusher for 2026. And we got another guy who's a ATH, which we will get to in a little bit. Edge's name, Jaquez Wilkes. And he's getting some looks. He's from Wadley, Alabama. And here is the description by Greg Biggins. A dominant two-way player who has been very productive since the 8th grade, had 61 tackles and 9 sacks as an edge before moving to middle backer as a freshman and sophomore. Had over 100 tackles as a sophomore to go with 1,792 yards and 22 touchdowns at running back. Haven't been able to get verified measurements, but looks close to the 6'4", 220 pounds he's listed at. As he fills out, he could end up playing edge at the college level, has physical traits to really excel at the position, has some pop to him at the point of attack defensively, shows the ability to run away from a defense at running back, can run down plays from behind, shows a lot of range defensively, two-sport guy, and stands out on the hardwood as well. Shows the ability to play above the rim. Definitely an intriguing player in his combination of frame, athleticism, playmaking ability will make him among the most heavily recruited players in the 2026 class. And we offered him today, as a matter of fact.
I'd like to see it at 40 time. I'd like to see it at speed. See it at speed.
There we go.
Hey, play that clip right there. Let's see. All right. Where is he? They don't have a circle around him.
Yep. And batted down.
Oh, there he is right there.
Wadley's gonna get him. Get him. There you go. Get him, Wadley. Get him. Wadley, get him. Oh, he got him. There we go. He's watching like a hawk.
Boom. Somebody must block on that one.
Oh, he yeeted him down. Oh, he got that running back down. There we go. There you go, Wiltz. Let's go, Wiltz. Get him. Boom. Man, I am.
Big thing is, I want to see his speed. I want to see. I mean, and he looks good right there. But that's a key to, the speed. Man. I'd like to see the old rule of thumb is when you're sprinting and you're running, if you can cover 5 yards in 2 steps, that's about a 4.5, 4.6. And so whenever you look at film or something like that and you see a breakaway run, if they're covering 5 yards in 2 steps, that's good speed right there.
Oh, there you go.
That's what you want to have.
Agreed. I mean,
so when I look at tape and highlight it, when I look at it, that's what I want to see just a long sprint where I can start to get an idea more so on how fast they are.
There we go.
Anyway.
Well, and as
it looks good over in Wadley. That's remote Alabama right there.
The young man from Wadley, Alabama.
Yeah.
And as he said, he is blessed to receive an offer from Alabama.
Amen.
There we go.
Yeah. Wish I'd have got one.
There we go.
But I always look at it, they missed. Yeah. You throw it out there. Sometimes you miss. Sometimes you miss. Go. So Coach Brian, he missed me.
I'm looking forward to seeing what this kid's bringing. I mean, this kid is fantastic. He is fantastic.
And you still got to, I mean, that's the thing. I want to see, I'd like to see getting back to, the kids in the state, staying in state. And I know money and all that kind of stuff and what we've done to the system. But, I mean, you want your team primarily to be, because that's what kind of brings everybody together. So I hope he stays within state of Alabama.
Yeah,
I hate losing them and other because And I think it's better for them because if they stay home and go to Alabama or Auburn, then they've got a lifetime of I guess fans like the Good brothers. Remember Kerry Good and all Pierre, all the Goods, Chris, all the Goods, and that went to Alabama, that kind of stuff. And I mean they are a family, and then what's going to happen is the Alabama community is going to take care.
There we go.
So anyway, I hope he's smart enough to stay around.
And if,
Chances
and
are when his career's over, he's going to wind up back in Alabama.
there we go.
You'll find a lot more love staying and committing and doing all that than he will going to Florida State.
There we go.
Like Jameis Winston going to Florida State. I mean, most people don't even remember. They just forgot him because if he'd have stayed at Auburn, I mean, I'm sure they remember him at Florida State, but if he'd have stayed at Auburn, Alabama, either one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, just my
And we
opinion.
got the number one ATH of 2026. We're looking like we could be getting him from California for the 2026 recruiting class. His name, Brandon Arrington. Here we go. And Justin Smith from Touchdown Alabama is covering that. He is definitely going to be happy for sure. But can he commit to Bama? Or are there other teams on his list like USC, Oregon? I mean, Oregon, okay. But I mean, USC, if they keep having horrible seasons like that, I mean, you can't be flexing the Las Vegas Bowl win. But I mean, I wouldn't be
Yeah,
flexing that.
it'll come down to if he wants to stay close to home and family and stuff like that. I mean, Tua's family was willing. They moved to Alabama, and because they wanted him that kind of stuff. So he's a California guy, and if he may want to stay, West Coast, we'll see. But
Let's bring his family over to Tuscaloosa. That's what I say.
Yeah, if they're willing to make that to do that.
Well, and here's a little background on Brandon Arrington, old Dash himself on 3. And it says he only needs 2 words to explain why football coaches love him. My speed, he said. I felt.
There you go. That's
there you
all
go.
right.
I felt. There you go.
That's what I was looking for in that little article or that little paragraph, and I saw it all over. Yeah, we need that guy.
There we go. He says he feels like his track times benefit him for getting these big offers because colleges love speed. Arrington claimed the 150-meter title and finished 4th in the 60-meter dash as a freshman at the California Winter Outdoor Championships. After playing his first 2 seasons at Helitz, Arrington transferred to Mount Miguel ahead of his junior season. While at Helitz, he caught 6 touchdown passes over 2 seasons and added a 65-yard punt return for a score as a sophomore.
Yeah, that's an interesting one right there. I like those track guys. I like those track guys, man. Those guys can burn it. I remember being over Mississippi when I was in college, and over in Cleveland, where Delta State University was. And when I was in high school in Hartselle, we didn't have track. We had cross country, something like, but we didn't have a track team. And man, I remember going over there and just going with some friends from that community, Cleveland, Mississippi, over in the Delta, and happened one day to go to a track meet. And I'm gonna tell you what, that those 60 meters and those, everybody was just all into that. And I remember they did a 4x100, and everybody came out of the stands down around the fence around the track because that was like the main event. They wanted to see that 4x100, and so I learned I like those guys that are athletes that run track, Now, don't get me wrong. I had baseball, basketball, football. You know, I was a baller. I played all of them. Whatever, you know, I rolled with the seasons. In the fall, I played football. In the winter, I played basketball. And spring, I played baseball. In summer, I played tennis. If it was around and you could throw it or hit it, I played it. But I like those track guys. I like that track. I mean, that's some fun stuff to watch. And I learned that not from Hartsel, but being over there in Mississippi. I mean, some of those events are just prime, and everybody's there just to see that. So him as a sophomore doing those accomplishments are, yeah, that he's a burner.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
And some more good things about Arrington, as Greg Biggins from 247 Sports describes, that he shows toughness going over the middle and he doesn't shy away from contact. Has upside as a long cover corner as well, but upside is probably highest as a receiver. His ceiling is as high as any skill player in the region.
And give me his what's his measurements? How tall?
6'2", 180 pounds.
Oh yeah, lean. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
good. That's good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
See how much we can pony up for his little package.
Oh, we'll get him. We'll get him. And it's a good thing that Kayla DeBoer's visiting him. Like, and that's awesome right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Definitely.
Guess who else Alabama was visiting this Friday? 4-star Florida running back Derek Cooper. How about that?
That's a good name, Derek Cooper. Derek Henry, Amari Cooper. Good name.
Oh yeah. Our
What's
running
his,
backs coach was visiting him, which I thought that was pretty neat.
yeah, what's his size?
Let's look. He's a small little fella. He's considering Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, and others. And he shared with Touchdown Alabama that he was in constant contact with the Crimson Tide in December. It's been frequently consistent. Like every day I talk to them coaches. Cooper said when discussing recent contact with the Tide, they really want me. Alabama hosted him for a visit in October. He previously expressed the Tide were 100% going to get an official visit from him. The 6'1", 200-pounder is an explosive running back who holds a PR of 10.7 in the 100-meter dash. He flashes an ability to be dynamic in the run and pass game.
Yeah. Oh, he's got that perfect name for Alabama, Derek Cooper. Wow. He'd be an instant star at Alabama, Derek Cooper. Yeah. Yeah. We need to promote that. I mean, that would be great. Amari Cooper, Derrick Henry.
Maybe we could get him to come on Alabama to voice college football with us. That'd be cool.
We'll have a conversation.
There we go. It's like, we can either do like a pre-recorded interview with him, or we can we can get him on one of the episodes Crimson Tide Live. It's like, do you miss your time, Mr. Cooper? That's, just come on in.
Yeah, maybe we'll see what is going on, with spring game or spring practices, and who's going to be on any recruits on campus, and might be able to see something with regard to that. So we'll take a look. We'll have to map it out.
Well,
you reckon they're going to have 92,000 at Bryant Denny for spring game like they did with Saban?
It's a possibility. But we got somebody. We're already getting on the wagon for 2027. It appears, because Brady Smoot from Touchdown Alabama reports that the son of former Alabama OC earns an offer from the Tide, and it's 4-star quarterback for 2027, Colton Nussmeier. He's the son. Oh, yeah. He's the son of former Alabama OC Dud Nussmeier and the younger brother of Garrett Nussmeier. And he is projected to be one of the top-ranked quarterbacks in the 2027 class. He is listed as the 6'3", 180 pounds.
Dang.
Yep. Southpaw was starting quarterback at Marcus High in Texas this past season, threw for 1,894 passing yards, 16 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. There will be a long list of suitors in the pursuit of the younger Nussmeier. Several
Yeah,
programs that have offered Nussmeier are Georgia, LSU, Auburn, and Michigan. Alabama has only offered one other quarterback in the 2027 recruiting class. That is four-star and Alabama native Trent Seaborn. It will be interesting to see how the Crimson Tide decide to recruit Nussmeier moving forward. He is definitely a prospect to keep a close eye on.
definitely. You know, those kids that come, those kids from coaching families like the Nussmeyers, those kids seem to always be just, a little step ahead of the game. So I like Garrett Nussmeier. You know, we talked last fall. So, yeah, he would be, but he's out there in Texas. So hard to pull from Texas.
Agreed. But
And you
nothing
got
worth having is
Sarkeesian out there, and you got Texas A&M, and a lot of opportunities out there in Texas. So,
well,
but yeah, those Nussmeyers, good player. It doesn't surprise me. Yeah,
oh yeah. I will say though, nothing worth having is easy. So that is my motto right there.
and a lot of things, when you're dealing with 20, 25, 26, and moving forward with the recruiting cycles, a lot will depend on Alabama this year. Um, Changes and improvements and um, today's world, a couple of years and people start getting antsy. So, the guy at Auburn, Harson,
Yeah.
a couple of years and then, but so we'll see. But hopefully, if Alabama has a strong uh, 2025 year football season, then that'll help start recruiting some of these guys like Nussmeier and those future recruits, the elite of the elite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before we get to our take on the latest on Alabama basketball, the godfather of the SEC said yesterday was 42 years ago since Coach Bryant passed away. Yeah, it's wow, it's like that long.
Yeah.
42 years ago.
Wow. Now I'm old. Now, yeah. Thank you, Godfather. And I remember how old I am. But yeah,
Uh,
42.
I think he's same age as you are. No worries there. No worries.
Yeah. Ben, hey, way to go. Anyway, yeah, I remember it well, and by all accounts, was a very good man. Very good man.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't remember, and sometimes if I young people today, I don't know, maybe they go back and they research and they learn and figure out a few, Coach Bryant. And what I'm trying to say is a lot of people don't realize Coach Bryant spent a lot of money out of his own pocket to make things happen for students at the University of Alabama. I mean, it's the cheerleader team. The budget there, they didn't have enough money to make, to travel to, let's say LSU to cheer because they're budgeted, whatever. Coach Bryant would just write a check out of his own pocket and pay. You know what I'm saying? There's so many. So I hope young people will do like me because I go back and I research and I look and I don't. I like what I hear from other people, but for me, sometimes I'll go back and look and find it out for myself. The truth and that kind of stuff. And so, but Coach Bryant was a very significant individual in his day, and he out of his own pocket he paid for so much. And here's the thing too. He set up a scholarship program at the University of Alabama that he created it where any of his former players that wanted to attend the University of Alabama, they received a scholarship that would help to cover the cost of them attending the University of Alabama. My wife is one of those because her dad played at Alabama for Coach Bryant. He set up that scholarship program and to help pay for some of his players' children to go to school there. So a lot of stuff like that is lost in time, but is actually true. So the guy is a lot more significant than what some people know.
Yeah. It's always a good idea to always look back at the history of the Crimson Tide and history of everything in general, really.
Yeah, and sometimes why these people are why are they so loved and so well thought of and talked about is a lot of it has to do with what a lot of stuff that they did behind the scenes that nobody knows about. The Bear Bryant Scholarship Program for former players and their children, is huge.
Oh, there we go, man. Godfather of the SEC says I got to meet him several times at the Musgrove Country Club here in Jasper, Alabama. We had a lot of big donors here. My dad worked for all the companies, big coal town back in the 1960s and 70s. Nice.
Yeah, and hey, Godfather, last night. I stayed in Jasper. I was in Jasper last night.
Nice.
I do a lot of traveling with education and stuff, and I was in Lupton. So the Godfather probably recognized that. I was in Lupton. Now I'm in Huntsville. I'm here in my cellar in Huntsville, but yeah, I'm over there. I'll be in Lupton next week again. So, yep.
There you go.
Yeah. Walker County. Ask old Godfather, does he call it Jasper High School or Walker County High School?
That's going to be a good question right there.
I call it Walker County. I mean, forever it was what. Now they changed it to Jasper. So we always knew it as. He knows where Lupton is. Godfather, I coached at Coleman High School football.
There you go.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I was in Lupton.
Oh man, Walker High School.
Yeah, there you go. When I was at Coleman, we played and I coached against Walker High School. Yeah, now it's Jasper. I've never. Oh well.
There we go.
Small world.
Yep, it's small world after all. But Alabama had a good enough day on Saturday night against the LSU Tigers. We won 80-73. Sears had 21 points, 7 of 14 field goals, 6 free throws, all done. And what was going on with us? Man, LSU's 3-point game was down. It was bad.
Yeah, and that's the struggle with these long seasons and just they're just but Alabama, you can look right there. They even though they weren't very strong on offense, they played some good defense. So yeah, that's the craziness of basketball. It's just to me the seasons are too long. They need to narrow it down, but everybody wants to make all this money on TV contracts and stuff. But it gets kind of grueling, and yeah, February is the worst month for basketball as far as coaching, as far as being a player, because I mean it is a grind. I mean these guys, football you're playing once a week, these guys are playing twice a week, and it is a grind. And keep your mental constant week after week after week after week. I mean they start practicing in October, playing in November. And then now here we are, it's headed toward February, and they're having to play twice a week, twice a week, twice a week, twice a week. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kudos to the teams that keep it together.
There we go. And the top 25 came out today. And yet again, Alabama is number 4. We got Florida number 5. Auburn is number 1. Tennessee dropped down due to their loss to the Auburn Tigers.
I didn't think they'd drop. I figured they'd stay the same. I mean, that was a. You know, click on Auburn's schedule. Let's see Auburn's schedule. I hadn't paid much attention to it. Wait, scroll back up. Just right there. All right, so Auburn, Missouri, Texas, South Carolina. Now scroll down. They're getting into they're fixing it. Florida, Vanderbilt, Alabama. Yeah, they're fixing to get into the meat of their schedule. So to me, they've had a kind of a cruise the first half of the grind, and then now they're fixing to hit the it's gonna be get more challenging for those Auburn Tigers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
You think that's a stretch? Wait until you see Alabama's tail end. Well, we gotta go Starkville this week, but
yeah.
after Auburn, we don't get a break.
Well, those last 5. I mean, I don't know, last 5 are just. And so who creates these schedules? Dang, last 5. I mean, that's just whatever. But
I'll be honest though, for college basketball, if we win the SEC regular season or the tournament, cool, whatever. I just want to see if we could win it all in college basketball. That would be pretty cool. And
yeah, I mean that's the bottom line, and we can get all whatever about 16-3, 12-6. But the bottom line is what you do in March, and just get old Jim Valvano, one of the greatest of all time, just survive in advance. Just survive in advance. And who was it said no such thing as an ugly win?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, that was Gene Stallings.
Yep.
Yeah, Gene Stallings. No such thing as an ugly win.
Oof.
That's true.
Hey.
Coach Stallings. I'd like to see him on TV interviewed a little more. That guy was, well, you talking about a life. I mean, playing for Coach Bryant, coaching for Coach Bryant, NFL, Tom Landry, NFL head coach, came to Alabama. God, what a life.
Oof.
And a good person. I mean, gosh, and his wife and his family, they were such good people. I mean, there needs to be a documentary, couple of them on Gene Stallings.
There we go.
You're talking about an extraordinary life.
Oh, yeah.
Now, he's somebody, Alabama needs, he may not want to come back, but I don't know. You get older, you don't want to be far from home, and you always want to be sleeping in your own bed and that kind of stuff. But Alabama needs to bring him back, and before that guy dies, they need to honor him big time.
Yeah, we need to do like a little ceremony. Like that'd be nice.
Oh yeah. So if we can spread that word, Jack, that'd be good. Tell Mark. That guy does not need to be forgotten in the realms of Alabama, and then in any aspect.
Oh, right.
One of a kind.
There we go. Coach Stallings used to be the North Alabama recruiter for Coach Bryant. Oh,
yeah. He recruited my father-in-law, Wayne Trimble. Hey, Godfather, you know Wayne Trimble. If you're from Walker County, you know Trimble's over in Coleman. Yeah, he did. He did, Coach Trimble, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And he also says his buddy Lenny Patrick played at Walker.
Oh, I remember Lenny Patrick, the run against Auburn way back. Oh, yeah. Lenny was great. Lenny Patrick was he was like you ever play pinball and bounce around?
Yep.
Oh, Lenny in high school, Lenny Patrick was a legend in Alabama.
There we go.
Well, still is in my mind. But yeah, old Lenny. Yeah.
Nice. There we go. He recruited Glenn Fowler from Jasper, and he says he remembers Coach Trimble.
Yeah, Wayne Trimble, yeah. He played against those Walker Vikings, now the Jasper Vikings.
There we go. Nice. Well, Johnny, what have you got going on this week on your
Oh
end?
man, well, you just heard with my Walker friend right there. I'm over back and forth. I'm in Jackson County later on this week, and then next week I'm back over Jasper area, and maybe I can hook up with the Godfather. And then just same old same, same old thing, just constant. I'm in the grind spring with ACT, ACAP, and school testing.
There we go.
Yeah.
Check out Johnny on Facebook and give him a friend request, and you can give him a follow on Johnny H. Burts on Instagram. And one way or another, we're going to find his Twitter account because it is out there somewhere. And of course, you can find me on Jackson Johnson 979 on YouTube, where I host the Jacksonian on there, where I have all kinds of people there, here and there, everywhere. We are working on rescheduling the Mike debate episode from Locked On Patriots. He's been getting sick, but he's going to get the film better real soon, which I think he is. But he'll be doing all right. And of course, Thursday is the Alabama Call-In Show, where Jeffrey and I take your calls on Alabama with the Voice College Football, 9 p.m. Central Time. We don't care if you're in Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee, LSU, or Ohio State, Michigan, SEC fan, any kind of fan. We just want you to come on in and talk about the latest on Alabama football. And for more updates on what's going on Alabama with the Voice College Football and the Jacksonian, check me out on Jacksonville's CFB on /Twitter and on Instagram threads at Jackson Johnson 543-908. But y'all definitely have to talk at some point, Johnny. That is for sure. Yeah, Godfather.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go.
I didn't know he was over there in Jasper.
There we go. Oh, we'll have to make sure. We'll have to meet up at some point, man. That is for sure.
Yeah, he can go to Tuscaloosa with us.
There
We'll
we
go watch
go.
that spring game. We'll drive through Jasper and pick up Godfather.
There we go. we
Sounds like a plan, man.
There we go. And with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell so you never miss no video whatsoever on Alabama with the Voice College Football. And we will see you real soon. Stay safe, stay warm. It's cold out.
Still.
There you go. And roll tide.